For 3 straight weeks, my girls had worked on me. Dog pictures at breakfast, dog videos on TV. Dad, everybody's got one. We'll feed him every day. We'll walk him every morning. Yeah, I've heard kids make promises that way. They had names picked out for dogs we didn't own, a leash in an online cart, and pictures on my phone. I gave them every reason, from muddy floors to vet bills due. Said, girls, this house is doing just fine. With the 4 of us, we already have to get through. And then my wife said, your dad is right, you know. 3 days later it was, well, maybe when they're older. Then Friday night I caught all 3 of them looking at dogs online. She smiled at me and said, we could just go look sometime. That's when I knew I was in trouble. We weren't getting a dog, I made that pretty clear. Now there's 80 pounds of bad decisions breathing in my ear. One ear up, one hanging down, big old paws and a crooked grin. I said, we're only looking when we walk through that door. Now he's riding home with us like he's always been ours. We weren't getting a dog. Yeah, that went well. There were puppies doing backflips, little ones that knew how to sit. My girls walked past every single one and stopped beside this big old misfit. He wasn't young, he wasn't small, had a scar above one eye. Didn't bark or jump to sell himself, just watched us walking by. My youngest said he's perfect. My oldest said, look, Mom, my wife got down beside him, and there went my last ally gone. I crossed my arms and told them, nope, we're sticking to the plan. Then that dog walked straight past all 3, sat down hard on my boot and leaned against my leg. My wife tried not to smile, the girls forgot to breathe. I looked down at that ugly face, he looked right back at me. We weren't getting a dog, I made that pretty clear. Now there's 80 pounds of bad decisions breathing in my ear. One ear up, one hanging down, big old paws and a crooked grin. I said, we're only looking when we walk through that door. Now he's riding shotgun, drooling all over my truck. We weren't getting a dog. Apparently nobody told him. Monday morning, 6:10, cold rain coming sideways. Funny how 2 girls who promised everything can sleep through anything these days. So there I stood, half awake, with that dog pulling on the lead. My wife cracked open the front door, said, thought the girls were doing that. I just looked at her, she laughed and shut the door on me. And somehow he started following me every place I went, underneath my workbench, beside me by the fence. I claimed one side of the pickup, then half the couch at night. Hates that vacuum like it's dangerous, but thunder doesn't bother him at all. And every afternoon, before I even turn the key, he's already at that front door, waiting there for me. The girls wanted a dog, my wife opened the door. I was the last one in this house who thought we needed one more. Funny how that old mutt never cared who brought him in. Somewhere along the way, he just decided I was his. And now I'm the first face that he looks for. Every time I walk back in, guess he won. We weren't getting a dog, I made that pretty clear. Now there's 80 pounds of family waiting when I pulled in here. One ear up, one hanging down, still stealing half my share. Mud across the kitchen floor, dog hair everywhere. The girls still swear they're walking, my wife still says he's yours. And every night that big old fool falls asleep beside my boots. We weren't getting a dog, that was absolutely the plan. But I wouldn't trade that crooked-eared mutt for anything I have. A buddy saw us in the truck today, dog sitting right beside me. Said, thought you weren't getting a dog. Yeah, that was the plan. Yeah, that was the plan.